Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jake Ellenbogen, and today we are going to be reacting to episode 3 of Behind the Grind, Rams edition. It is about Jordan Fuller. Let's dive right into it.
Week 18, we're playing the 49ers. We hadn't beat them in a while, not since I had been there for sure. So we really wanted that win. It was a grind the whole game. We got out to a big lead. We were kind of reeling, they were coming back. And they had a run play, and I'm trying to chase the running back down. And as I'm trying to push off on my right leg, one of their linemen pins my heel to the ground basically with his foot.
A 49er stepped on the back of his leg, kind of from like the Achilles down through his heel, dragging that heel on the backside of his right foot.
Trying not to curse on the damn 49ers.
But at the time, I just thought I just twisted it or something like that. As I tried to put weight on it, I just felt it shift. I was like, oh no, I was scared of my Achilles or whatever. And usually I'm the type to just either run off the field or limp off the field. I never want to lay down on the ground. Okay, good hole in there. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with this injury. I hate the fact that I'm not able to do everything right now with my teammates. I hate the fact that I'm not able to train the same way I usually do in off seasons. I also love it at the same time because I feel like I'm the most mentally strong that I've ever been.
Hey, bro, you changed, bro. You changed, bro. You changed.
I ain't changed, man.
That's when you used to be a little young, bud.
Reggie Scott, the magician behind the scenes.
During this time, a day in the life is getting up around 6 and heading to the facility, knocking out some rehab, and then go to meetings, some more rehab, and then I work out, maybe a little more rehab.
Now I'm on the matrix lateral step down and the lateral squat.
That's what you superset. Yep. Then you'll do rear foot elevated.
Yeah.
Wall sit holds.
Uh-huh.
Then the triple extension, single leg.
Yep. I'll probably superset those.
Yep, perfect. I just kind of wanted to get a gauge as far as where you were. I will get that.
Okay. Appreciate it.
I think the most important part of the rehab is the mental part and the emotional part. Obviously, it's a physical grind. You're going to be sore. Some days you're going to be more sore than others, but I would say the length of time I'm at the facility every day.
Hey.
I feel like I'm there maybe 2 or 3 hours longer than everybody else. And that could.
So this is cool. For those of you who don't know and are casual fans and may not like really be invested in the Rams, maybe you're not even a Rams fan. This guy right here, Jordan Fuller, 6th round pick from 2020 out of Ohio State, came onto the scene out of nowhere, essentially. He came in and he took ownership of a starting role that no one expected him to ever have. Then his second year, he became captain, which was this past year. And he ended up suffering a serious ankle injury in week 18, which they just, they mentioned, and they're showing his rehab. And it's really intriguing to me because, the last time, there was a big time player that really came out of nowhere, not nowhere, but Cooper Kupp, 3rd round pick out of Eastern Washington. It wasn't immediately, but he did suffer an injury, an ACL tear, and he came back super strong and everything. And he's never been better. He's never been more explosive. So I know it sounds weird, but I'm almost wondering if Jordan Fuller is going to have his best year yet coming back from this. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I know how, cliche that sounds and how corny it may sound, but it's true. And, he's still standing. He's still doing all the rehab like he's saying. And I'm excited for him, man. He looked really good in first year. The second year, not quite the first year type of explosiveness, but I don't know. Following this injury, this could be a game changer for him. We'll find out, but I just figured I'd bring that up.
Weigh on you a little bit. Don't really want to get burnt out, but sometimes you can feel a little bit that way. Whew. Being able to get up every day and attack every day the same exact way, I think that's probably the hardest part.
How was your rehab so long?
Bro.
It's Taylor Rapp.
Yes, bro.
How do you not get burnt out, especially in the off season?
I feel like I am, but I'm just like, I got no choice. I gotta go.
He's putting in the work. Wouldn't surprise me if he's the first safety in a long time. I think the first safety since Oshimigo Atagwe that they give a long-term deal to. Just remember I said that.
I'll say the season is this like huge machine, I guess. And like every single day that you're from training camp to the Super Bowl, like all the wins you have, all the plays, like all that added up to winning the Super Bowl. All the plays that I was able to make, even though I wasn't able to play in those games, like they mattered. Every single play, obviously, that was made in the playoffs or regular season, like it mattered. And watching from the sidelines, and actually not even watching from the sidelines, I was watching at home, like here, watching those games, like watching the NFC Championship from home and seeing everybody celebrate. I think that was one of the hardest parts of like the rehab process, for sure.
Can't imagine.
Like I was so happy for everybody, but at the same time, I was kind of getting emotional because at times you kind of feel forgotten about. You put so much into something, and then to see your teammates celebrating, which you're happy for, but like you just wonder if like they think about you in that moment too. When we won the Super Bowl, I went up to Nick. I was like, "You did it, bro. You did it." Like, whatever, because I was like so excited for him. But he was like, "Nah, man, we did it. We did it." And it was just like, that's something I won't forget. And that really helped me like more than they probably realized, because I was having a tough time for sure.
I've stayed here for...
That's a really cool little tidbit, and that's why I actually like this episode more than the Cooper Kupp one. Cooper Kupp was kind of just like, all right, yeah, we kind of know what he's doing. Just let's show a little bit of video, get people pumped. Matthew Stafford was showing you behind the scenes, and he had a cool little angle there because he's going into year 2, and he just won the Super Bowl in his first season as the brand new quarterback for the Rams, just signed a deal, showing you behind the scenes, with the NFL network. This is different, and I like this tone because they took a guy who played the entire season. He's very well respected among the locker room and just the brass. The Rams brass loves him. Obviously, you have to if it's a 6th-round pick becoming a starter on a Super Bowl team. But, the fact is, this is the human element of this sport and football in general, and it's just really cool that they showed that because you can see it. He's smiling, but, in his eyes, like, there's pain there. And I think that was a really good point. Like, do they forget about me? Like, do they, like, it kind of feels that way. And it makes sense. I'm sure Robert Woods went through the same thing, and it's sad we won't get a Robert Woods one. I would assume we don't, unless it was filmed before he was traded. But, it's cool to get this type of feel because it kind of brings you back to reality. And, like, yeah, these are football players. These are maybe to a lot of people, they're idols and things like that. But, he's just like you and me. Jordan Fuller is a human being who feels the same way. We have the same type of feelings. And when he goes down with that injury and now he's not playing in the Super Bowl with his brothers, he's not able to, defend the home against the Bengals. And he's watching that from the sideline. Or as he said, he's watching from home and he feels like he's not even there. Like that's legit. And so I do like this episode particularly. I think this is my favorite so far. Like, I love Stafford, and Jordan Fuller isn't my like absolute favorite player on the team. I like him, don't get me wrong, but like Stafford would probably be my favorite, or at least up there. But to see Jordan Fuller in this light, it's really cool. I mean, obviously it's very like to see them working out. You just assume they're working out, but it's cool when you get his perspective on the situation and what he's going through and how he's being incredibly, I would say, uplifting in his rehab, but he's also like, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. And he explains how like one of the hardest parts was watching the Rams win, because on one hand, you're like, this is great, but on another, I'm not doing it. I'm not there. And I start to feel like I'm not part of the team, not, feel left out. That makes a lot of sense. I'm glad he brought that up.
2 total years, going on my 3rd. Some close family friends. I stay with over here, holidays.
In order to get my mind off things, I definitely get on the video game. It's pretty fun.
This is my spot right here.
Is he a PlayStation or Xbox
Kick the
user?
feet up.
Can't tell.
I know some of my teammates,
PlayStation.
one of my best friends from back
There we
home.
go.
We get on the game. We have so many different laughs and
Yeah, TV. Greeny. Yes, sir.
pretty good too. Honestly, we've gotten pretty good. We got a good rapport on the game. It's basically my team away from the football team, really.
Good job. Gonzo's. Easy. Put my life on it. Put my life on that. Yeah, TV. Greeny.
I gotta say, I do find it funny how I still see all the time on Twitter, like all these like growth tips and all these like, oh my God, if you want to be a successful person in this world, you got to cut the video games completely out of your life. And then I see constantly, you have Jordan Fuller here. This guy's making, he's a millionaire. He starts for a Super Bowl winning team. And here he is. And he just said, it's my team away from my team. Like, this guy's just playing video games. Like, it's totally, I don't know. It just kind of goes to show you that not everything is, an instruction manual. Not everything is a blueprint. Not everyone has the same lifestyle. I mean, to just assume that this is quote unquote childish. I mean, look at how much work he's putting in, I think it's a cool outlet. I don't play video games as much, as you guys know. I do stream every now and then, but I don't play a ton. I just think it's funny how it's the judgmental people that are like, oh, well, if you play video games, you're not a man. I don't want my man playing video games. Like, all right, but Jordan Fuller's raking in some dough and he's still doing it. So, goes to show you, I guess anybody can really do whatever they want.
Yes, sir. I would say I'm most valuable for sure. Because I'm more of a do-it-all kind of player, Because point guard, but I can rebound, guard, If they don't have me, I don't know what's going to happen,
From surgery day to now, it's kind of just been like a slow build. But now I'm kind of just like about to pick up steam as I start running and all that kind of stuff. Just being able to do what I do. I think there's like a whole lot of positive that have come from this. So I think when I am back and I am an even better version of myself.
Cool. All right. So, I really liked that episode. I liked how, down to earth Jordan Fuller is. I like the just showing like what he's gone through. It's a different type of story. And I think that's why when you have these, obviously it's to get people pumped for the season, but Jordan Fuller, we don't know if he's going to be 100% ready for the season. Okay. We don't know. That's not me saying he will or he won't, but we don't know. And so I think it's cool to kind of get, a little bit of intel on how his rehab's going, like, watch some of those workouts and just, what he's going through, but also see him as a person, see him in his own light, be able to play video games, have that, like the fact that this guy is just like you and me and, he feels feelings, things like that. This is my favorite episode of Behind the Grind. I thought this was very cool. It was uplifting, and I'm excited for Jordan Fuller. Like, it did its job. Like, I watched this, and I'm like, man, I can't wait to watch Jordan Fuller this year, number 4. I'm looking forward to it. Him and Nick Scott starting in all likelihood, and hopefully we get some Terrell Burgess in there and Taylor Rapp and Quentin Lake. So we'll see. But they have a lot of depth in the back end of the secondary. I still think they really like Jordan Fuller, and I know I said it earlier, but I'm not saying they'll sign into an extension this year or next year, but it's coming up. And I do think if they're going to bring anybody back long term, I feel like he might be the guy. Terrell Burgess might be the guy. For the first time since Oshimego Otagwe. The Rams simply just don't pay that position. They let Rodney McLeod go. They let John Johnson go. They tagged LaMarcus Joyner, but did not sign him to a long-term deal. So Mo Alexander, they just cut. I mean, they typically don't have long-term deals in place for safeties. They haven't since Oshimego Otagwe, who, that deal didn't work out. He ended up being with the Washington Redskins at the time. Didn't take long. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't, for more Rams content. And on top of that, also reactionary content. And hit the like button, the thumbs up button. It really does help me out. If you watch this video all the way through, but you don't like the video, tells YouTube that you really didn't like it enough for them to recommend it to the next person. So it actually does hurt the algorithm, believe it or not. So if you did like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and let YouTube know that they should recommend this video to other Rams fans and whoever is into reactionary content. I'm Jake Ellenbogen, and this has been another episode of Reacting to Behind the Grind. I'll see you guys next time. Later.